Hey there, preppers. Welcome to the channel. When it comes to stockpiling gear and having things to be ready, I find there's certain things that you certainly can live without and actually in reality is a waste of money. At least that's my opinion. And it's also the opinion of this website, Rogue Preparedness. They go through 10 things. Don't waste your money on. Let's go through the list. And they start off, I'm going to lose some people here, but I feel like hand crank radios take way more effort than they give. You could spend 30 minutes cranking it, lots of time and energy, just to get a few minutes of worthwhile radio or light time. And you know, I do like my hand crank radios, but I'm not going to stop reading because he does have a point. There's a lot of cranking time, and if that's all you have, that's fine, that's all you have. But he actually has a better solution. I believe it's a better idea to get a solar panel and charge your device that way, for sure. And that's smart thinking right there, because you can depend the little solar panel on there. It's kind of small. You can crank it, but it has a jack so you can charge it up. So if you have a larger solar panel system or maybe a solar generator, you can charge it that way. Still have the radio, but maybe an alternate means to charge it. Number 2, raw beans. Beans take a lot of time and resources to cook. And there's good notes here. They are fine to prep and lots of protein. Excellent. But if we're talking about literally crap hitting the fan, having a lot of heat and time and energy to put into it can be cumbersome. So not saying don't stock them. Surely you stock them and rice too, but you do have to put a lot of heat in to prepare them. Number 3, life straw and Sawyer water filters. These are the most popular water filter straws because they've been most available for so long. Let's jump down to the bottom though. So as backups, they're all right. Maybe it's because I don't mess around with my water purification, but I want my water purification to have activated charcoal in it. Absolutely. I'd suggest getting something that has activated charcoal like a Survivor straw. And I have some life straws. I have some Sawyers. And I'm not saying don't get those, but honestly, having something with activated charcoal, he's right, because it's going to block out a lot of the actual chemical components that can go through. It's really night and day between those kind of filters. So make sure whatever you have activated charcoal. 4, alcohol stoves. And he says it's another debatable item, but I'm going to stop right there because he is spot on. Alcohol stoves or sterno, things like that. Those are good. They have their place, but they do not have the place in cooking food. They have place in keeping your food warm. And maybe that's all you need. And honestly, if you have those, alcohol stoves work fine. But there's lots of other things you can do to actually keep things warm and actually prepare the food, like obviously propane bottles or some type of gases, etc. So anyway, same thing. I'm not into alcohol stoves. I just don't think they're worth it. Number 5, a button compass. You see these like on paracord bracelets, etc. If you truly know how to use a compass, you'll realize that those little button compasses, they simply don't get the job done. You need a decent sized compass. And I always have the intentions of making a video how to use one. Maybe this summer I'll do that. But having a larger compass, I'll link one below, by the way, you might actually want to look at. They're cheap. They're like $13. But the little button ones, I guess it's not bad to have if that's all you have, but try to have something a little more sophisticated. A hair clip survival tool. This is a weird one. I'll be honest with you. I have no idea what this is. Oh, I see. I found it on Temu. I wouldn't buy from them anyway, Chinese stuff. But they're saying all this stuff is in this tiny little hair clip. I don't think so. There's no way. Number 7, tampons. Let me be clear. They're great for what they're intended for sure. However, it's gotten out of control when people keep mentioning using tampons for things like, for example, gunshot wounds or other medical reasons. Thank you. Thank you. So well said. Tampons should be never used in any type of gunshot or puncture wounds. It will actually cause more problems in the long run. Stay away from it. A wallet multi-tool card. Do you have one of these? I do, and I'm afraid to admit it. It's actually buried in a box somewhere. I'd show it to you. But they are practically speaking useless. It does have some things on there that you possibly could use. But like, for example, it has like a little hex socket thing. But I don't know about you, but my socket set has tons of sockets for all different sizes. I find all this stuff is kind of like, looks like it'd be useful, but in reality, you'll never use the darn thing. So mine, it got put in a box. I'll never use it. Yes, another great addition to his do not get list, a snake bite kit. All it comes with is a little suction cup and blade. And here's the nuts and bolts. There's lots of studies these days on what to do when you get bit by a snake, and many say do not use a suction cup. Don't cut it. And listen to this. Instead, get the proper knowledge of what to do if you do get bit by a snake and how to tell the differences between just a bite and one that actually has been injected with venom. And I find people, that's the first thing to do is buy one of these snake bite kits. I've done it too. It's the same thing in the box next to my other little tool. Practically useless. Instead, get the knowledge, understand what snakes are in your area, which ones are venomous, be able to identify them, and actually put your own kit together. And finally, 10, he says, do not get bagged water. It's neat. It's lightweight, pretty good shelf life, 4 to 5 years. And here's what it is. The biggest flaw, it only has about a half a cup of water. However, they do have their place, and let me explain in a second. Overall, in your house, you're going to want to have jugs and jugs and jugs of water. You want to have at least, much more, a gallon per person per day. Not to mention a month's supply, a couple months' supply, etc. When it comes to these little bags, there's so little water in there for the price you get them for them. They're almost not even useful. What I like them for is like for extreme emergencies. Maybe you have a bug out bag or a get home bag. You always have those waters in there because often you'll find in those bags you'll have freeze dried food, and it's a perfect complement. You already have the water there for it. That's, I think, in my opinion, the best place for these little bags. Okay, so there's all kinds of things as preppers we should not get. Often a waste of money. And I'm sure there's more beyond this list too. Put in the comments below, what are some things that you purchased and said, oh my gosh, I should not have spent the money on that. It's such a waste of money, because we've all been there. That's okay. Keep moving along and do what you're supposed to. Get the good stuff. But put in the comments, what are the things you regret buying? Thanks for watching.